The Street Fighter movie. It's apparently a thing coming back once again since that age-old 1994 one. Now, I'm a big fan of video games and video game movies in all sorts of forms that it has appeared in. Don't typically cover it on this channel, but hey, it's a week where CinemaCon's releasing all sorts of trailers anyway, and I kind of want to talk about it. It's nice to see. May just be a one-off, we'll see how it goes. But the original 1994 version of Street Fighter is one of those cult classic, terrible movies. Massively enjoyable for all the wrong reasons, but also just enjoyable in the way it has fun. And it's honestly a shame I haven't covered more video game movies in the past, because that kind of movie would have absolutely been on my list. Instead, what we've got is the modern day equivalent of video game adaptations. They always jump scare me at the start of these things. And even then, it's the trailer of the trailer. My favorite. And it is awfully modern, but in all the right ways, I would say.
What's up, MTV? I'm Ken Masters.
Love that they adapt it with MTV specifically. Ken does look a little different. That's going to take me a little bit of getting used to. Ken has a little bit of that syndrome of, oh, it's modern day. They can't just look straight out of the video game. We've got to make them a little bit stylized, but also it's fine. You know, it's mild enough. Now, I don't have a full history when it comes to Street Fighter, but I do know the basics and a lot of foundational work. I've played a good chunk of the Street Fighter games, but very much in more of a case of I'm around someone else's house. I play it for 15 minutes at most. I know all sorts of the characters, and the only game I actually had back at home was back when I had a Super Nintendo, and I played Street Fighter 2, which, to be fair, is probably the one to know the best. This seems to be particularly baked in Street Fighter 2 references, and it's kind of the foundational one that has all of the beats you would really need to see. Especially for movie 1, that this is. Kind of.
This is your shot at redemption.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're making it like a sequel to a storyline that's already happened. Have we already had a Street Fighter movie? No, I don't think we have. Like, obviously, we have had a Street Fighter movie, cult classic, crazy, terrible, but in the best kind of way Street Fighter movie. Yeah, I'm aware of that one. Mwah, big fan. It is interesting that they're basing it as if, like, this is story 2. Maybe that's a good idea. So often you see with these adaptations, they'll either do blanket origin story that doesn't do as good a job of an adaptation, or you get like a story within the universe. It's kind of nice that they sort of teeter the line of both. We don't need a movie that spends 2 hours before it reveals, you know, the villain at the end, or a bajillion characters. It's kind of nice that we could open up and be like, oh, yeah, we already know them. They've had a plot line already. This is movie 2. So everyone's already here. That's actually, I think I can get on board with that. Yeah, and I guess we only need to know the basics. Redemption is needed, okay. That being said, as someone who only really knows the second video game, there is so much in this that I recognize and can adore. And the fact that it is jumping in as if it's a secondary story, this is World Tournament 2, apparently. It also means that it doesn't shy away immediately from the roster of characters.
Good to see you, old friend. Still reckless.
Look at these two idiots. Is it a bastardization of their characters? They've become like a comedy parody of themselves? Maybe. But we can have a little bit of fun. As long as they hit all the good adaptational details around the sides, I kind of don't mind if they have a bit of fun with it. They do just beat up a car as a tournament piece at one point. It's just nice to be whimsical sometimes, you know? This is a movie that is unapologetically Street Fighter, both in vibe, in campiness, in cartooniness, and in being unafraid to actually show off its ensemble cast. So many other movies beforehand would split them all into future movies, and they'll be long in the distance, or they'll only be teased. There'll be references and cameos in the background. But here, there is all sorts of characters to be seen and to enjoy up front. For me personally, 2 of my favorite characters, I mean, it's probably easy because they're all going to be from Street Fighter 2 anyway, do in fact make an appearance in this. There he is. There's my boy. It's always him and Blanca. Those are like my 2 guys. You know, I always like the weird ones. The one who fully stretches his arm out, and the other guy who's electronic for some reason. Show me his arms. I'm not crazy on Ryu and Ken, mostly because they're main characters. It's like asking for Mario, or at least that was my take back when I was playing Street Fighter 2. But the fact that we have Dalsim and Blanca in this, absolutely love those guys, and they're not afraid to really dive into it. Yes, and Blanca too. I realize I am just saying like, oh, it saw the reference, yeah, I like it. But like, it's also like, visually pleasing. It's like a well done visual accuracy, and they're not shying away from it. This is the kind of thing you would expect usually in like a modern day movie. Blanca doesn't appear until in a post-credit scene to infer he's going to appear. And unless they're taking this scene straight out of the post-credits already, it seems clearly to not be the case. So I want to see him in action. They've got my two favorite characters in the movie already, and everything else seems to perfectly hit like the goofy but well-adapted love letter vibe. Probably, based off of my limited Street Fighter 2 knowledge of all things. But also considering how well video game movies have done recently, I wouldn't be surprised if this is equally great, decent, fun. At the end of the day, just fun. There are so many segments of this trailer that showcase the real corniness that they're allowing themselves to dive into. The kind of thing that maybe a 2010 adaptation would try to reserve down and make hyper realistic. But no, I want a guy stretching his arms out. There it is. There it was, very slight, but you could see, yeah, Dalzim's, he's Luffying right now. Love it. Love it. I want to see a big muscle man electrocute the field, and I want to see a little bit of jank physics as we do some crazy flipping, I've forgotten the word. I want to say souffle. I said it in the reaction. It's not Surlock. Sulock? Why did my brain decide to delete that word the moment I need to use it? Oh my goodness. Oh, I love the wonky physics. Yeah, honestly, more of this. Photorealistic cartoon fight scenes. How have we not had more of that? I know it's uncanny. Show it to me anyway. Please suplex him into that taxi car. This looks like a movie that just wants to have a lot of fun and accurately hits the adaptations as well. Oh, is it actually still set in 1993? Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I kind of guess that makes sense if it's like Story 2, World Warrior Tournament 2, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Interesting. Probably good though, yeah. It's a modern day video game movie, and thankfully, finally, that is not a pejorative label. It's a good time to be a video game adaptation. There are all sorts of good to decent to great examples. And even the worst case scenario, FNAF, is still enjoyable in a backwards kind of point of the references kind of way. Not a good narrative. Is that a hot take to drop in the Street Fighter trailer video?
Sit down.
And of course, the fight choreography is going to be one of the main things. There's no way they're going to screw that up, right? I mean, they're already playing around with like, oh, you know, choreography. Sit down, I'm going to pause before I do anything. And we've already seen a little bit already, I guess, the cartoony gimmicks. So of course they're going to nail this, yeah. I'm even bringing it up. The Street Fighter movie? Surely they're gonna know how to fight. To me, on first impression with this trailer, it very much feels like the vibe of the Dungeons and Dragons movie, you know? A million references to pick up, a great fun original time as well, unapologetic and unafraid to be quirky in all the right places. Tornado spin kick, yeah. And I think it finds a very nice balance on the full-on cartoony universe of Street Fighter and bringing it down to a realistic world that the movie is set in. I briefly got surprised to see a horse farm in the middle of it until it suddenly made sense.
I'm paid to find champions.
Okay, I was gonna say, it is a little weird sometimes. It's the modern twang of like, oh, here's now just like photorealistic normal world with normal clothes and normal looking people. And I was like, oh man, why are we in like a field? Why are we dealing with horses? And then obviously, visually, it's like, oh no, never mind. Can you spot one of the main characters? Actually, as well, then it brilliantly adapts. It's like, wow, these people are better than average, and they stand out from a crowd. Whilst on the other side of things, it's nice to see the characters are slightly adapted to be normal. They do sometimes wear normal clothes. They do sometimes look like people. And there is even a quote in this trailer that I didn't respond to about Chun-Li's thighs.
Everyone keeps going on about your thighs. I don't see what the big deal is.
Hey there! Thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already for more movie trailers. We're probably going to be rolling out more trailer reactions in general starting from this week. So if you like this kind of thing, or you want to see reviews of these movies when they do release, you know what to do. But otherwise, let's get back to the second half of this video.
Everyone keeps going on about your thighs. I don't see what the big deal is.
Very nice. Nice to see they did actually adapt her costuming too. Great, good.
Bitch, please!
I tell you what, I'd be surprised that they actually reference it in this movie, but if they did, it's like the #1 best thing they can do, which is the most infamous Chun-Li tournament clip where they perfectly block every single frame of her, like, full combo kick. Well, I guess that's not for Chun-Li to do, if anyone else does it. That is the #1 reference outside of the games to be done. If they did that in a movie, incredible. Oh, hey, that's the kick. That's the Chun-Li kick. But I'd like to see that. Like, that's the first thing I see. When I see the upside down spin kick, don't know the name of the moves. That's what I'm thinking. I want a perfect over the top goofy sequence like that, which I think as well on the side highlights the fact that they didn't make her have to have crazy proportions like the games either. Like, do you remember Chun-Li from Street Fighter 5, I think? Being able to cast an incredibly talented actress as well as trying to cast for a very specific body type sounds like a nightmare. But accurately adapting the stark saturated colors and costuming, that's more than enough that you need for the visuals.
We'll be crowned the world champion!
And you know what? Actually, it's nice to see as well. The costuming is relatively accurate, you know? Kind of like in the same way of, like, maybe it's like a Marvel-y thing that a lot of modern costumings weren't so latex and colorful. It's nice that we've come out of the grayscale modern age and into, hey, things are allowed to be colorful again. So now, if we need, like, bright and blue, we actually get to see some bloody bright and blue. It's nice. Is that a bare minimum? Somehow it was a minimum we've lost before in these adaptations. We like video game adaptations from the 90s, even though they couldn't get their narratives right and visually a bit dated. And then the 2010s were too grayscale. So 2020s, we can come back to sparkly and we can adapt it so it's narratively and visually succinct. Best of both worlds. I'm on board, or at least I hope so. And actually, overall, the visuals in this movie do look to be great in a lot of directions. Not just with the accurate costuming, which is nice to see them unafraid to actually use. Again, the bar has been so low in past video game movies, but also you can see a good bit of thought behind the cinematography in certain places, like the very first shot we see of Guile.
But only one of
Very nice. Like, this is just, hey, you don't need anything more to open your trailer with just a small little sneak peek of each of the character designs, each so dynamically interesting you could recognize them immediately. I don't need to see any more of Guile's head. I know that's Guile. And that is a testament to great character design back when it was just sprites for the Super Nintendo. And also a great cinematographer knowing that less is more sometimes. I like this. And I think there's a little bit of light theory in there as well. Ryu and Ken very starkly having the reds and the blues and all sorts of purple shots in there.
25 years of my life is still trying to get up there.
Oh, okay, I love this. Like, this exploration of Ken's character as like a depressed post-failure arc. Admittedly, my history with Street Fighter is only the SNES game, Street Fighter 2. I've dabbled in playing a bunch of the games, but I never really soaked in the story. And even then, you know, I don't like playing Character 1 and Character 2. So I don't actually know, you know, how accurate... Does Ken like vodka, canonically? Maybe. I'm a bit more familiar with Mortal Kombat of all things, actually. But I like what I'm seeing here. They're having fun. It might just be for 1 or 2 real scenes, but it's nice to see anyway a little bit of artistic integrity behind goofy fun, but also well-structured narrative adapted video game movie.
Even if they're lost?
Oh my god, Ken was in the light of purple because it was a mix of red and blue. Is he Ryu or is he Ken? Who is he? Also, they do in fact beat up a car. Mwah. Absolutely adore, though, before I could even fully process what I was seeing, that there's just a shot of him beating up the car. Mwah. I'm so glad that, like, video game adaptations have gotten good recently. Of course, if we're doing a Street Fighter adaptation, I want to see someone beat up a car. It's like one of the first mandatories I expect to see. To be honest, a Street Fighter movie wasn't really asked for, and the 1994 movie is kind of the movie that just keeps on giving. But if this is the result of genuine fans wanting to release a love letter in cinematic form, I think they're so far absolutely nailing it.
2, 1.
And you know what, actually, nice. I kind of covered my eyes for most of that, but I do like that, hey, they reference Street Fighter in the Street Fighter movie. This movie's gonna easily satisfy me, isn't it? All of the things they've changed and made creative decisions on their adaptation, I think makes sense. The fight choreography is gonna be fight choreographying. Love the role. If we can stick to, like, the cartooniness of Street Fighter, Every time they do something non-realistic, I love it.
That was some abracadabra shit.
Of course. And then, to be fair, this is the kind of stuff as well you'd expect to see a movie to adapt and be like, whoa, isn't this weird? But yeah, the magic part, surely that was seen in story 1, but who knows. Every time they show off a reference to the video games, I love it.
You win! Perfect.
There's another sound effect in there for you, like it. And overall, I think I just love it. Striking the perfect balance of not just giving us a generic origin story.
Path I'm on now is not one of combat.
Maybe it's Ken's turn to be champion.
I love how it feels like this plot does just boil down to, if it's not Ryu, it's gonna have to be Ken. No, it couldn't possibly be Ken. Like, I don't know. I love that it's just a rivalry of that dude or that dude. Good times. But also allowing it to be general enough that normal audiences can come in and see and experience it too.
Go it, Ryu!
Nice, and there's that. I like how it sounds like that's probably voiced over from a different scene, but if it's actually Ken motivating Ryu to do it himself, like they are best buds, but also they hate each other and they're gonna push each other to become the best forms of each other, that's nice. Show me the bromance between the two more. They're clearly going to explore that relationship. I want to see it. Fantastic. It's not going to be hard to make one that's better than the last one, but genuinely seeming to cover the real good elements, yeah, I'm really excited for that. Make a big old fuss about the Hadouken, and you're set to go. To be honest, I think I'm seeing absolutely everything go right so far for the brand new live-action Street Fighter movie. Like, a backflip kick into a wall is exactly what I want to see. This seems like a great popcorn movie for all of the right reasons. I can't wait. And if it proves me wrong, then hey, maybe it's a terrible episode in future. One way or another, I'll certainly be watching it, at the very least in my personal time. Or hey, maybe we'll review it on the day, judging on how this video does. For now though, I'd best finally end it off there. My name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell us your thoughts on all things Street Fighter movie. I haven't done video game adaptations in a good long while, other than the Mario Galaxy movie. So this is your chance to talk about all things Street Fighter. And maybe fill me in on the details of the later games. I'd love to hear all your thoughts and more, but otherwise, I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio.
Perfect.